The artificial super intelligence ASI is what we're going to be discussing in this video. Now, it's been a little while since we've updated you guys in regards to this project. However, that doesn't mean that we haven't been paying attention. We're currently in a phase for this project where the three projects involved, which are Ocean Protocol, AGIX, which is SingularityNet, and of course FET are merging into one. Right now, we are currently in phase one, which we're going to be updating you on, ready to move into phase two, which is when everything moves under the ASI Artificial Super Intelligence banner. So we're absolutely going to be updating you in regards to the token merge. We're going to be reiterating why it is that we are so bullish on the project, and we truly are. Just a quick segue here. I believe that the ASI project is going to be one of the largest projects to come out of the cryptocurrency space ever. And why is that? Well, we know the digital world that we're moving towards and the role that AI is going to play in that. It is going to fundamentally change many aspects of our lives. It's already starting to do so. And it's of the utmost importance that we have a decentralized equivalent to the kind of totalitarian, technocratic lords that currently run and will have ultimate power over the world due to the AI models that they have. So not only is it very important from that point of view, but the ASI token is doing something far more than just AI. It's essentially trying to enable a super intelligence, which is where AI essentially has the ability to learn from itself, to modify itself, and then to essentially learn in the same way that humans have that capability. It's really a general intelligence. If you look at something like ChatGPT, it is a kind of, and this is, it sounds crazy to say this, but quite a narrow artificial intelligence in the sense that the training model that it has really only allows it to do one thing, even though the data that it uses to do that thing is very vast. It can't really evolve itself. Whereas what ASI is doing, and anybody that's not bullish on this project, do go and listen to Ben Goertzel speak on this subject. What the ASI token is essentially trying to do, and the project, is become a super intelligence that can essentially move us into a singularity that I do believe is coming. And I think there's a massive blockchain element in there. It's very interesting that blockchains find themselves at every point of the AI kind of stack, if you will, whether that be the computing that actually enables it, whether that be the knowledge graphs, we're seeing decentralized knowledge graphs come to the forefront, whether that be the data, the storage of that data, whether that be any part of an AI system and stack that is put together in the traditional manner that it is, we can implement distributed ledgers to essentially enable the same thing. This is absolutely huge. So we will be getting into all that. We'll also be taking a look at FET's price, because that's what the token is essentially going to become. But what I want to do to start the video off is just update people in regards to the merge. Now, this was never going to be straightforward. I have said previously that I think they've done somewhat a bad job of it. However, I think it's a very complex thing they're trying to do, and the holdup isn't in regards to the cryptocurrency space. The holdup is in regards to centralized entities like exchanges. The smart contract side of the merge is very straightforward. It's the enabling of the exchanges, or the exchanges enabling the merge, that's actually the tricky part. And if you look at Polygon, Ethereum's most predominant layer 2, whether it stays that way or not, or whether Base take them over, is still to be seen. They are now just in a stage where they are migrating their token from Matic to Polygon. Many of people are kind of confused with that. Why wouldn't they choose to brand Polygon? Everyone knows Polygon. It's one of the largest crypto brands out there. Well, it's because exchanges, they have futures, they have all these things that they have to essentially change, and it becomes very cumbersome. So a lot of them just point blank refuse to do it. And you're getting a bit of that with the kind of Fetch, Ocean, AGIX merge. There are some exchanges that support it. But let's sort of kick things off in regards to where we currently are. So we're currently in phase 1, which is the rebranding and merging tokens. This kicked off on July the 1st, 2024. Project rebrand, project name and logo change to the artificial super intelligence. We're seeing this across many exchanges thus far. Token merge, AGIX and Ocean tokens temporarily merged into the FET token. Now, this is already currently taking place on the likes of Binance and some exchanges such as that. However, for many people, they are going to have to do this manually. And this, of course, is taking place at the ratios stated below. These ratios are all predefined. So you will need to go over to the AGIX, or I should say ASI website, and actually go to there, take part in the merge if you haven't already done this, and swap your AGIX to FET or your Ocean to FET. So let's continue to read on to fully update people. Ethereum blockchain holders on other chains need to bridge to Ethereum, so they'll need to do that before they then bridge into FET. FET trading continues as usual. Centralized exchanges, sexes, check with exchanges for more information. Self-custody wallets migrate AGIX and Ocean to FET using button below. Exchange delisting, AGIX and Ocean tokens begin delisting from exchanges. So Binance and other such people, the ones that are taking part in this, I know Coinbase aren't, a little bit annoyed at them for that, but I can in some ways understand the cumbency of it all, are doing this for you, whereas many people are going to have to do this manually. And sort of the main, I guess, thing to pay attention to now is it's time to start merging your AGIX and your Ocean into FET, ready to then merge it into the new ASI. And again, something like Binance is going to do this for you. Of course, it then goes on to state the ratios. These are all predetermined. And then phase 2, of course, is ASI deployment and network upgrades. So we are a little bit away from the sort of ASI conversion. Again, it's a great example of how exchanges are very cumbersome in regards to actually enabling merges, sort of this kind of concept. Because if you look at Polygon, I mean, it's just insane that they're now only getting to a stage where they're actually, the ticker for the asset is going to be Polygon and not Matic, which is rather strange. But I do want to talk to you guys a little bit again. We spoke about it briefly in regards to the start of the video about why I think ASI is going to be so huge. So not only do I think it's huge because we need decentralization, very important. If you look at what this industry spawned out of, it was a move away from central banks predominantly with Bitcoin, move away from these centralized entities that have an unbelievable power over all our lives and to take power back, if you will. In regards to the future that we're moving towards, there is no doubt in my mind, in much the same way that we saw the Industrial Revolution and that completely changed and displaced millions of people, AI is going to do that on a far greater level. And if we allow a few companies to control that AI, they will directly impact human consciousness. So it is of the utmost importance that we have a decentralized alternative that we have a say in through being a token holder. We own a bit of that protocol. On top of that, it's we're very bullish on the project due to the fact that it is a one sort of stop shop in regards to AI. If you look at, there's other crypto projects out there that use AI or facilitate AI, but they do that by leveraging these centralized entities. Whereas the ASI token is essentially bringing decentralized storage, decentralized knowledge graphs, decentralized computing, the actual large language models, and everything in between under one roof to essentially enable a super intelligence. And this idea of a super intelligence is truly amazing. For those of you that want to read anything on, there's loads of great books, but one that really stuck out to me in regards to AI is, of course, Norbert Wiener's The Human Use of Human Beings, Cybernetics and Society. It really talks about this concept of artificial learning, how these things are enabled, how machines are taken over, and what the kind of next step is for them. And I think, having read that book, when I look at this project, it's very much doing exactly that. It's trying to enable an artificial intelligence that very much becomes self-aware. Right now, these AIs are very much bound in regards to the training models that they've been built upon and the data that they're dependent on. Whereas we are moving to a world where AI will become an intelligence to far more of a degree than it currently is. You know, you can think of a lot of AI right now as kind of narrow AI. It's very sort of restricted. Whereas if you can enable an AI that can self-learn and ultimately change based on that learning, like what we do as human beings through feedback loops, you then have AI solving AI and real world issues. And the ASI token is pretty much solely dedicated to that, as well as other things. The real world uses here are huge. We know Coinbase recently just announced they'd enabled crypto transactions from AI to AI, which means AI can act truly as an agent in the real world. They can make transactions happen. They can buy things. You know, it's almost going to become like, I don't know, a bit of a geeky sort of thing here. Did anybody play RuneScape or anything like that, where you have these bots that make in-game currency, and you know, you're almost going to have like a real world version of that, if you will. A little bit of an interesting takeaway. So we are unbelievably bullish on this project. I'm a massive fan of what they're trying to do. I, of course, I held AGIX and, of course, FET. It's now all getting rolled into FET, and they're ready for the ASI merge. And in regards to the token price, you know, I've held this all the way up to $3.42, all the way down to at one point 71 cents. call me a noob if you will, we've always said we aren't interested in timing all these tops and bottoms on the short term. We're interested in the broader term trajectory. And we think we're seeing very bullish things for the FET token, which everything is going to be converted to. In regards to the breakout that you've seen here, the retest, and now the support coming in. So when you break into new all-time highs, it's very common that you do that with momentum. We've seen that with the FET token on volume. Seen a decline in volume on the pullback, and now we're seeing that area of prior resistance come in as support, ready for that further upside and continuation. So from a fundamental point of view, from a technical point of view, from an every which way point of view, we are unbelievably excited about this project. I do think we're moving towards a world where you are going to see trillion-dollar valuation market cap cryptocurrencies. And I don't see any reason why a project like this in the future couldn't get there. Remember, we are talking in the future. There's lots of ifs and buts. However, the ASI token has a huge thumbs up from us. We're currently in that stage, to reiterate this, where Ocean and AGIX are getting converted into FET, ready for FET to be converted into ASI. There's the real cumbersome nature when it comes to decentralized exchange. It's not the decentralized sort of issues that we have. At the moment, it's really the centralized entities and the kind of problems that they face. Some of them have just point blank said they're not going to enable it. But very bullish on the future of this project. Hope you guys are as well. We just thought we'd give you a short and sweet update. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to love and leave you. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you all in the next one.